There are certain structures on our planet that continue to astonish us. From the Great Pyramid at Giza to the majestic monoliths of Stonehenge, these structures stand as testaments to mankind's most impressive architectural ingenuity. So incredible are these architectural feats that many have come to question if they are the product of mankind at all. Still, the search for answers continues. What is their significance? What was their purpose? Theories of alien influence on these mysterious sites began to gain attention in the 1990s with the appearance of crop circles and strange balls of light in the fields of southern UK. If there is indeed an alien connection, what messages could they be trying to send us through their unique constructions? These are the Alien Disclosure Files. An unidentified flying object is sighted hovering over the prehistoric monument known as Stonehenge. The object, reported to be black, disc-shaped, and approximately 20 to 30 feet in length, hovered for a few moments before disappearing. Historical sites such as Stonehenge have increasingly become a popular visiting place for UFO hunters and other followers of the paranormal.
Stonehenge and other ancient formations often hold a sense of mystery and intrigue due to their age, their cultural significance, and enigmatic nature.
Stonehenge, a site believed to have been constructed between 3000 and 2000 BC. Questions surrounding its construction and unique formation have baffled scientists for centuries.
There's a lot of speculation that potentially this came from the works of aliens, because as modern humans today, we have a very difficult time figuring how they managed to do this, and essentially within a prehistoric time.
Since the individual stones can weigh up to 25 tons, the construction of the site would have been no simple task.
Like the pyramids, the construction of these heavy stones seemed impossible. So naturally, people suspected aliens as the architects.
We noticed that there's stones that are missing, right? So why is that? Where'd they go? And why are those stones from so far away? I think, honestly, that something may have created portals, places of travel through these stones, and when they got abused, they were taken away.
The lack of clear answers surrounding many facets of Stonehenge has only added to the site's tremendous mystique.
I also heard that when it comes to some of those stones, when they're struck, that they make a clanging sound. So it's like that's rather different and something that's not often spoken of. So it's like, what's the purpose? Why would things vibrate differently with these stones there? There had to be a reason for creating a certain vibration. There had to be a certain energy, a certain pull to create portals potentially. Or a lot of people that go there today, they even speak to, when they go there, they get energized, they feel different, or they have out-of-body experiences. I mean, it's a lot of different reports that occur around Stonehenge and places like it.
The site of Stonehenge sits on the Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire, 2 miles west of Amesbury. It consists of 2 rings. The outer ring is built from sarsen stones, each around 13 feet high and weighing around 25 tons, and topped by connecting horizontal lintel stones. Inside is another ring of smaller blue stones. Now in ruins, many question what its precise formation may have been.
The prevailing idea of the purpose of Stonehenge was as an astrological observatory perhaps a place to do religious ceremonies by the pagans of the time, and also as a place of community, a place of gathering, even a body of government. So there's a lot of reasons that Stonehenge could exist, and just like we have buildings today that serve a lot of different purposes, Stonehenge was probably like that in the past. And as we find more and more construction and architecture around Stonehenge, then there's the case that it was probably a central hub for a variety of outlying villages and communities.
In September 2014, a survey was conducted of Stonehenge and the areas surrounding it. Surprisingly, researchers uncovered hundreds of hidden archaeological features throughout the Salisbury Plain. This discovery has caused scientists to rethink everything they once knew about not only Stonehenge, but what else could be out there. Scientists have revealed that Stonehenge is only part of a vast network that once covered the entire Salisbury Plain, stretching all the way to the Avon River. Two of the sites that have been discovered are Woodhenge and Superhenge, both located only a few miles from Stonehenge.
Woodhenge, located in Wiltshire, England, is an ancient monument that dates back to the Neolithic period, just like Stonehenge.
In contrast, Superhenge is much larger in scale, as the second largest Neolithic enclosure in the UK. It is even suggested that perhaps 4,000 people settled there. Despite being in such close proximity, the construction and structure of Woodhenge and Superhenge are very different.
A lot of people definitely brought their beliefs with them when they visited this location. What those beliefs might have entailed over the centuries could be a mixture of so many different things.
With these recent discoveries along the Salisbury Plain, though, it begs the question, what else could be there?
There's a certain amount of architecture around Stonehenge that's been detected below ground and seen above ground, as well as the possibility of even cave structures that underlie the entire landscape.
While it seems indisputable that there were similar sites to Stonehenge, what is often a cause of debate among researchers is what these sites were used for.
I think that the very popular thought, as far as the UFO community is concerned, is that this was once a gateway, a stargate even, where different types of transportation occurred between the different Stonehenge-like structures all over the world and in other galaxies, other planets.
Looking at the sky and watching this majestic show was quite a pastime and quite a source for stories, lore, and superstitions. And when they began to realize that the astrological progressions really did mark things like time and seasons, then the mystery and the magic of watching the stars and tracking the stars and learning how to actually do it through the construction of megaliths, through the construction of holes in walls that would track the solstice.
There is some evidence to suggest Stonehenge could have been constructed to align with the sun in order to mark two specific events of the year: the summer solstice and the winter solstice.
During these times, the sun rises and sets in specific positions in relation to the stones, creating a dramatic alignment with the monument's architecture.
Given that the people around Stonehenge were likely farmers, the change of seasons would have been of crucial importance.
The sites could have been for a variety of purposes: burial sites, astronomy sites, ritual and prayer. No one really knows, which deepens its mystery and intrigue.
While it seems possible that there is a connection between Stonehenge and the solstices, what is certainly true is that astronomical events play a big part in our understanding of historical structures around the world.
I think that there's definitely just so many different scenarios that we could dream up why somebody might have witnessed something there, or why something occurred there, even as far as UFOs. I mean, we have where people set out to call down craft now. So definitely, I could almost guarantee you, people have come together at Stonehenge to do just that. And maybe they have put out this spotlight for these things to come more often over there.
Another culture that placed tremendous importance on astronomy were the ancient Egyptians. And no monument to the stars could be grander than the pyramids of Giza. From 2016, many conspiracy theorists spouted their belief that the Ellsworth mountain range in Antarctica is actually home to a group of yet-to-be-discovered pyramids.
It doesn't have any evidence of being artificially constructed, and geologists that have studied it say that it is a mountain that is from natural origin. But I might add, there's a supposed pyramid on Mars that has some of the same kind of geological features that this has, curved, non-perfect straight edges, that looks an awful lot like a pyramid.
This particular discovery may have been called into question, but pyramids and pyramid-like structures have proven to be a unique architectural phenomenon on our planet for centuries. The most famous being Egypt's Great Pyramid of Giza.
Pyramid of the Sun, the Moon, the Magician, Meroe, the Nubian pyramids in Sudan, and the El Castillo in Mexico all have mysterious aspects of their history and construction.
What could be behind our fascination with the structures and design of pyramids throughout history? Built more than 4,500 years ago, the Giza pyramids are monumental tombs where ancient pharaohs were buried. Since the Great Pyramid itself is made from millions of stones, each weighing at least 2 tons, people have questioned how the ancient Egyptians managed such a feat so quickly. One theory that has made its way into the zeitgeist is that the ancient Egyptians had help, possibly from extraterrestrial forces.
And we can't rule out some sort of extraterrestrial fingerprint on this work.
When we think of like these giant structures, people woke up every day in the shadows of giant pyramids and they just forgot how those things got made. I mean, how does that get lost? You would think a rumor would stick around. I mean, we set our clocks to the calendar of Jesus dying. We kept count, but we don't know how those things got built. So I think that there indeed may have been a revelation on how they were built, and we're not being privy to that.
While we may never know the secrets behind how the pyramids were constructed, there are certainly many other mysteries surrounding the complex. One of the most famous theories comes from Belgian author Robert Bouval. This theory is known as the Giza Pyramid Orion Correlation Theory.
The Giza Pyramid Orion Correlation Theory, proposed by Robert Bouval in the 1990s, suggests a connection between the layout of the Giza pyramids in Egypt and the alignment of certain stars in the Orion constellation.
One of the things that makes this really interesting is that you have not only pyramids that lay not in a straight line, but at a slight angle from each other, that do mimic the layout of the stars in Orion's belt, but also that the size of the pyramids seems to match the size of the stars visible to the naked eye in Orion's belt. So it is not a stretch to believe that there was some sort of astrological influence on the construction of the pyramids and their particular layout.
When you think of the Giza pyramids lining up with Orion's belt, and if you're a visitor from elsewhere and you notice this constellation being replicated to the place that you're coming to, I mean, when we have our dignitaries go from the United States to another country, they raise our flag, right? And it's kind of a sign of respect.
In ancient texts discovered inside the pyramids of Saqqara, a short distance from Giza, Bouval claims that there are portraits depicting what has been described as ancient Egyptian star religion. In these portraits, the pharaoh is shown going on a spiritual journey to the constellation of Orion, to rejoin his ancestors.
When it comes to some of the practices and the belief system of the ancient Egyptians, who believed that when a pharaoh passed, they would become a star in the northern sky, I think their ideas and what heaven might be because of the star people that came to visit them.
That all around the world, these structures are standing the test of time makes one wonder what messages have been left unread by these ancient civilizations. Or could they have come from somewhere else?
We can never rule out the idea that non-human intelligence was interacting with early man and influenced many things that were happening all over the world at the same time.
While filming a crop formation on a hill, a local photographer inadvertently captures something unexpected. A white, metallic orb of light, the size of a melon, floats above a tractor in close proximity to the equally eerie crop formation.
There's some stories that these mysterious light orbs are present when the crop circles are being made. Now that might seem far-fetched, but in the light of recent developments, we know that all over the earth, there seems to be these orbs that we can't identify and we don't understand, operating for a variety of reasons. There's video of some kind of light inside of a crop circle spinning around, laying down the grass, and something is causing these.
Crop circles are a phenomenon that began in the 1970s, most commonly in different areas of southern England. The circles themselves comprise large geometric patterns of flattened crops.
When it comes to orbs being seen in crop circles, absolutely common phenomenon for people to see this happening. If they're lucky enough to see a crop circle being formed, they're often seen forming them. Sometimes they're seen just perusing the formation. It's almost as if these are a probe of some sort and some kind of intelligence controlling it.
Some people find it difficult to believe that these formations could be made by humans alone, without advanced technology or knowledge.
A real crop circle is so intricate that two guys pushing a piece of wood around a field in the middle of the night would not have been able to pull it off. It's just too well done, it's too well laid out, and it's too precise. So we do have what I would call real crop circles, and there is some sort of energy that is creating them. And the idea that that energy is being dispersed by some sort of orb is way less far-fetched now than it used to be.
Experts in the paranormal have studied crop circles for decades. These strange patterns are said to contain messages from extraterrestrial life. If this is the case, is it possible that we simply haven't been able to decipher their meaning yet?
It's quite possible that the crop circle phenomenon is the result of some kind of intelligence at least trying to tell us that they exist. Now, you're not going to get the meaning of life from a crop circle, but maybe it's going to get us to ask the right question.
It's worth mentioning that the vast majority of crop circles don't contain clear or decipherable messages. The intricate patterns and designs in crop circles are primarily appreciated for their aesthetic appeal rather than conveying explicit messages or information. The association between orbs of light and crop circles has fueled speculation and theories, suggesting the involvement of unidentified flying objects, extraterrestrial beings, and unknown energy sources.
The theories surrounding these orbs of lights are numerous. Could it be caused by intelligent plasma transmitting information, or a spacecraft hovering over the landscape? The one constant among these theories is that these sightings are of something we don't understand.
Well, you gotta wonder if this was done to be appreciated from above by other beings. So if you think of it that way, I can see how these formations, these drawings, these arrangements are done to please others.
As some of these theories start to pick up steam, governments have stepped in to release information to the public about different paranormal events that have been reported over the years.
People wonder if the government's hiding anything about their knowledge of crop circles. It's been very well documented that the government is studying crop circles, that they've had a presence, that they do the aerial surveillance of crop circles, and that there is a program to identify and study the phenomenon. The results are probably classified, and they're going to do everything they can, obviously, to not tell us that they're doing this and not acknowledge it.
In 2013, Britain's Ministry of Defense released a 4,300-page cache of documents detailing almost 60 years' worth of UFO sightings in different places around Britain.
Some people believe that governments, particularly those of major countries, are intentionally concealing information about UFO sightings and crop circles to maintain control or prevent public panic.
There have been crop circles that definitely have had hidden meaning to them that have been deciphered with messages, other understandings, symbolism that can be interpreted in certain ways. One thing I think that needs to be appreciated here are the people who've put in the time and pushed the envelope to make these topics a conversation piece, because it's not popular, and still it's not popular as people whistle blow and suddenly lose their jobs, suddenly lose their lives, suddenly lose their livelihood.
While we may never uncover all the secrets behind these marvels, their existence serves as a reminder of how different civilizations lived. Who knows what will be uncovered in the years to come?
There's genuine mysteries around all of these phenomena. The megalithic constructions all over the world, the existence of supposed energy grids. These are all valid issues that have some basis in current science. So the answers that are going to unfold as we begin to really explore this with more and more open minds are going to help reshape our very perception of our own existence.